Hello and welcome to Old Brother, a podcast about Salford/Manchester's finest musical institution, The Fall. As you know, most weeks we invite along a guest to discuss their memories and relationship with the group, but for this final episode of the series, we're responding to questions sent in by our loyal fan base. Don't worry, we're already preparing episodes for the next series, so it won't be long till we're back. In the meantime, enjoy! Hello, welcome to the latest episode of Old Brother with me, Paul Hanley.
And me, Steve Hanley.
A bit of a different, what's the word?
Format.
Format, that's a good word. Format. Write that down. We have a different format there this afternoon, as this is the final of this season. Are we season, or are we saying series?
Season finale.
Yeah. Season finale. Well, season sounds,
it's a bit American.
Yeah. So all right. Well, that's okay. We'll go with season. We'll go with series then. This is the final one of this series, but we won't be leaving it as long before we start our next series / season. We've already got some marvellous guests lined up, so we'll be starting to record those in the next month or so. But the other voice you've been able to hear so far is the redoubtable Mr. Nathan Hanley. No relation, except he is a relation, obviously. Who's going to be conducting the questionnaire today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
I've never been on a podcast before, so...
You've never been on a podcast before?
Well, what podcast would I have been on?
I don't know. It's not a United one or something.
No.
You could have been on, ring it up.
Yeah, I could have been.
What everyone does, do you ring up on podcasts? I don't suppose you do.
You ring up on radio shows.
Yeah, I'm thinking of radio.
Yeah, you don't really
ring up on
phoning podcasts, do you? No. I'm sure there is, but...
Right, am I just cracking on with the questions?
You crack on, yeah. You go for your life, mate.
Right, okay.
Are we naming the names of the people who wrote?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I don't see why not.
Taking the trouble to write in.
Yeah, there's one of them here that I'm going to assume is a pseudonym when we get to that.
Okay. Right, the first question is from Donald Power, and he says, my mate and I are huge fans of The Fall from Ireland. Do either of you have any positive memories of playing gigs here?
Very fond memories, actually. Yeah. There's a few.
We didn't do it that much, did we?
No, but there was... The one I always remember is the TV Club.
Yes.
Which was a club in Dublin, owned at one stage by Eamon Andrews of This Is Your Life fame. But what was interesting about that's where my mum and dad had the first date.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did any family go to the gig?
I'm not sure if it was that one or McGonagall's. We got loads of cousins come down, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
We did. Is that the one when we went on the two little airplanes?
That was the McGonagall's we flew over on two private jets.
Private jets.
Jesus, Jesus jets. It was very much not a jet. And he jump started it off his car, didn't he?
He did. His pilot drove his car onto the runway and got his jump leads out. That filled you full of confidence for the thunder and lightning.
Where did I get private jet from?
I don't know.
Christ.
Donald Johnson's not listening. He
was thinking that.
Yeah. No, why we had two? Surely they do one big enough. There was only about 8.
Four in it. Four of us in.
4 in each, yeah. We was me, you, Craig and Mark, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mark Riley and Carl and Mark and Kay. And the guy who'd organised it were on the other one. Yeah. I think that was the posher one, I think.
The private jet.
The private jet. No, that was a jet either, was it?
No, they're the same.
Yeah. So that was, and then the next day, we went to Belfast.
We did.
Oh no, that was a different gig, wasn't it? That must have been a different gig because Kay came with us when we flew on the plane.
Yeah, that was just a one-off. But after that TV club,
yes,
Belfast.
We went to Belfast and Bricks wouldn't come.
No.
I don't know why.
Why not?
I don't think she likes the food in Belfast. I don't know. Maybe. Why wouldn't she come to? Why wouldn't an American who not come to Belfast
in the early 80s?
It was the weather.
Donald Powers asked in the second question as well. What do you think is the best album cover the band ever had?
Album cover. I like Grotesque actually.
Yeah, I like Grotesque.
I really like it. Suzanne Mark's sister did that. It's great sleeve.
There's a lot of good ones.
It is.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of input into
No,
not at all.
No, about as much input as we'd had into the lyrics, I think.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Not our domain, was it? I mean,
I was going to say something, but I won't. But no, but we were fortunate to work with a lot of good art. Work with but like Pascal and
Klaus,
and Anthony Frost,
and obviously and Suzanne as well.
Yeah.
And it was Anthony Frost. Is he the who's the Muriel? Jesus Christ, the mosaic guy. Who's that? That's a great sleeve, isn't it? Is it?
Which one?
It's later on. It's well past all me and you, but it's a mosaic. This is where we get in trouble with fall fans. We're supposed to be but anyway, if you'd like to write in and tell us what the sleeve is
of an album that we're not on.
Yeah. Well, I know you've never seen one of the albums that we're not on, but yes, that's a great sleeve. But because Suzanne Smith did Grotesque, she also did City of Goblins, which is Elastic Man / City of Goblins. I think that sleeves more City of Goblins than Elastic Man.
So.
That's a great sleeve as well.
Yeah. Were there any that you didn't like?
Lots. I think Ben Sinister's rotten. It looks like he's knocked that up in about 5 minutes, doesn't it?
Is that the one with the black and white?
Yeah.
The spider web on it.
No, it's Dragnet. That's a great sleeve, Dragnet. Who designed that?
And reflecting on the material, I suppose. Room to Live's not great, is it?
No, it's not. No. And what's the one with is it Cerebral Caustic with the skull?
That's
bloody rotten. That. Yeah. I mean, I don't like the sublingual tablet, is it, as well? That looks like some kind of advert for a Japanese car or something. It's a bit corporate, isn't it? Yeah. So I think my favourite would be...
whole, they were good.
I think Hex is pretty...
Yeah.
It's not what you'd say traditionally great design, but in terms of interest and reflecting what's on the album, I think it's amazing, actually, Hex. I mean, that was all Mark, pretty much. So, yeah, we didn't get a lot of input onto sleeves, did we?
No.
Was there ever any talk of doing one that with the band on?
Well, there's a few,
the band being the cover.
Just
there's a few.
There is.
Friends is the band, isn't it?
Friends is the band, and like User Syndrome is the band.
Not many with the band. I mean, look, but me, Steve, Mark, and Craig, and Mark, they were never going to put
cover models.
No.
Must be a mention for Levitate, Tommy's.
Oh yeah, is that the guy with the tinfoil head?
Yeah,
not Tommy.
Well, at the time,
So was he? That was before he was in the band, was it? He did the sleeve.
I think he was in the band then, just about. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, because that's a good sleeve as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to plug for Grotesque. What's your final word on?
Extricate, I really like.
Oh, that's a good sleeve. Yeah, that is a good sleeve. Yeah. So there you go.
I don't know. Obviously, like the music, these things change, don't they? And Extricate seems to be coming up a lot in my. What
can you say? But is it like you always say you can't extract the album from the way the band was at the time. Is that the same with the sleeves, do you think? Is that
Possibly.
Because if it is, that Cerebral Caustic looks like it wasn't fun and games to me.
It wasn't.
For those of you who don't know, it's a skull with a...
Craig's last album.
Yeah, it's a skull with a red nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rotten.
Right, next question's from Francis Harty, who says, if there was one thing you could go back and change for each other's benefit, what would that be? Interesting question.
It is. I've got a pretty good... Well, I'd get you out of the band a bit earlier, I think.
Yes.
A year earlier. Would a year be enough?
Probably not.
Somewhere 19 years.
Not 19. No, maybe 4.
4? Was it that grim for that long?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
It was.
Right then, Steve, how are you going to make my life better? What are you going to do?
I think that we possibly could have left at the same time.
Oh, well, there we go. I thought we did.
Well, we did.
I was rudely disabused of that about a week later. No, we should have done that a bit better, shouldn't we?
We should, yeah.
Because we both left the same day. You went home on the train and I went on the coach.
And either of us didn't know.
Neither we didn't know the other one had left.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we got back to Manchester.
I think I might have known you'd left because we were sharing a room, weren't we? We were somewhere.
So who left first?
Steve left first, and then I'd been thinking of it. I mean, it's not that it's a competition, but I had been mooting it at the beginning of the tour to form a band with my mates, which was a stupid idea, but you do these things when you're young. But then after it all kicked off and Steve went, well, I thought, well, if I don't go now, I'm never going, am I? But I'm glad I don't regret leaving then. I mean, it might have been nice to stick around another couple of years and get the golden age. Get a sleeper bus, but or even a roadie would have been nice. But no, I mean, these things work out for the best in the end, don't they? But I think genuinely, it would have saved you a lot of therapy bills if you'd have left a few couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Well, someone's asked, John Keynes has asked, do you wish you had bigger success / fame with the band?
I always get into trouble for commenting on that. With the people.
The conoscenza.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think so, really. I'm quite happy with the level of, you want, I think, probably said before, I think you want to be in a band that people really like or really don't like. You don't want to be in a kind of bland band.
Have you got an example?
No, I'm not going.
You got Steve going to trouble for that, didn't you? Again, he got into trouble.
But the one thing, because we did everything as a band, didn't we? We did everything and more. Ballets and plays and everything. But the one thing we didn't do, which I do get in trouble for saying, is that one song that moves over into the mainstream.
Yeah, didn't do that. Top of the Pops, basically. Well, I'd love to have done Top of the Pops. No, actually, I'd love to be able to say I'd done Top of the Pops.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because when you're in a band, or especially back then, but in the 80s, you'd meet somebody and say, "What do you do?" I'm in a band.
Yeah.
Said, have you ever been on Top of the Pops?
Yeah. No, but my singer has.
If Lost in Music was a single, would that have been the one?
I can't believe that wasn't a single. That's I think that's the. We'll get. I think but
there's a couple of them that I mean, Craig probably doesn't get enough credit for, like Billy's Dead and Edinburgh Man.
Edinburgh Man could have been a single, yeah. I mean, I've never been a big fan of the covers, but I always loved Lost in Music. I thought it was fabulous. But
there is a question about cover versions.
Oh, right, okay, we'll park that one. So I think that there is something in that. If there'd have been that one hit, especially with a cover. If Ghost in My House had got to number 20, and then if now that's what I've got core music for the next 30 years of that on, that'd be a bit grim, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But just, you see these bands like Eric Furs, for example, Edgar Collins, where that one song has kind of moved into the public.
It would be nice for
nice, yeah. But, generally, I didn't wake up in the morning thinking, I wish we were bigger today.
I sometimes carrying that gear. I thought I wish we were a bit bigger.
Nick Brown has asked about cover versions. He says, "Is there a particular song you would have each liked the Fall to cover?" Did you do many covers when you were in the band?
No, the only cover they did while I was in the band was do the Hucklebuck, like Coast to Coast on a Peel session.
I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, funny that. Yeah. So no, it was to the Fall don't do covers was pretty much how it was when I was in the band.
Yeah, when that changed, I think. Probably not this time. What you?
After I left,
was it you putting your foot down?
Yeah, me putting. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think it was the pursuit of a hit, wasn't it? Once you started getting on big labels,
Beggars Banquets had a lot to do with suggestions of covers. Yeah, I think it was their idea to do.
Rolling Danny was the first one, was it? First cover.
Was it not Ghost in My House? No.
I think Rolling Danny was before.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think that was just Mark's idea.
Because Carl's on that, isn't he?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So the serious attempts at doing a cover to get a hit. So you've got Ghost in My House, Victoria,
Mr. Pharmacist.
Yeah. I mean, Mr. Pharmacist is a bit different. Mr. Pharmacist is a really well suited, and great cover. It kind of became
Mark's idea.
Yeah. I always hated Ghost in My House. I think Victoria's great, but Ghost in My House, I think very, very weak. But there you go. That's just me.
Do you like the original? Of
course, it's great. Yeah.
But so other songs.
Yeah, at TVI, I was thinking, I'd love to hear you playing the bass on TVI by the Stooges. That'd be great.
When we did try it with Bricks, didn't we? Ball of Confusion.
Ball of Confusion, yeah, we did play that live a few times. Couldn't see that with I can't see Mark. Couldn't see Mark singing that. Well, I couldn't see Bricks singing
Easy.
So I think did we do any? No, we didn't try any other covers with the Extricated, did we? I don't think. Well, Fall songs, we covered them a few times.
Yeah.
Again, possibly not the best idea, but there you go. TVI. I'm going for. Put my foot down with that one. But
Ball of Confusion.
I'll tell you the other one. I think that was talked about. Have I the Right? That was talked about at one stage, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who's that by?
By the Beachcombers, Honeycombers, the Honeycombers. Okay. I think. Hey, where did they pull that from? Jesus. Yeah, because we worked it out, me and you, didn't we? How to play it, and then it never got. Because what was that? Was that NME thing?
That was that NME. You picked number ones, which is where kind of Lost in Music came in,
right?
Because they sent us a list of like possible number ones to cover, and that was on that. But we ended up doing Dodie Dozy Big
Legend of Xanadu.
Yeah.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
It's a good version. Good.
Yeah,
Just on that single.
And we did Day in the Life as well for that.
Yeah, that's
good.
I tell you what, I'd love to have stayed around long enough to play on that. Bloody hell, you've recorded in Abbey Road as well, wasn't it?
No.
Was it not? Where was that recorded in?
Some small studio, so it wasn't a massive budget. I think it was, right. That was another enemy.
Yeah. I think they spent most of the budget on Help from My Friends. Didn't they? Number one for about forever, wasn't it? Oh, no, there was the other one was the big one they had number one forever, wasn't it? The one from Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Love Is All Around.
Love Is All Around, yeah. Okay.
All right. Gil, or possibly Jill Epworth, says, what are your first memories of music? Was your childhood home full of music? Are there any musicians or singers in the family?
Well, we have to mention my Uncle Jared.
Uncle Jared, yeah. Well,
he was a pretty big catalyst in it all.
He was, yeah. He had a great taste in music.
Yeah, and he came to live with us. Moved over from Ireland, came to live with us with a tiny little record player, didn't it?
Yeah.
And a bunch of 7-inch singles, which were all really good.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So, but it was one of them. It's a bit of a cliche, but the old Irish sort of parties.
Yeah.
When everyone had a song, I mean, my mum had loads of songs. Man with the lyrics to so many songs. But my dad used to do High Noon.
All right.
What's his name? Singing? Frankie Lane.
Yeah.
Although he didn't. Apparently, I was reading the other day. Apparently, he didn't sing it in the film. Frankie Lane. It's Tex Ritter in the film.
Okay.
But there you go. But Frankie Lane had the hit with it. So my dad used to get a guitar and play it. Well, not play it, but mime.
I was going to say I can't imagine him.
No, I can't play it. Well, we used to. When I first started learning to play the guitar, and they had these parties, my mum would just say, "Just strum along with this." And I don't know it. Just strum. You'll be like, what? So yeah. And then, but the radio was always on in our house. It wasn't always necessarily music. But it was always on. I mean, it might have been
that Saturday morning thing.
Junior Choice with 3 Wheels on My Wagon. My brother. There was loads on there.
That was a.
What was the other one?
How much was that? How much is that ducky?
Hello, mother. Hello, father. Yeah. That was a great show, that. Yeah. Although I never forgiven Tony Blackburn. He used to bring his dog into the studio every week, didn't he? Couldn't shut him up. Yeah, but so that, and then we'd have the radio. My dad would have Radio Air on, listening to the Angelus or whatever. The farming news. They're tremendous. It'd be like national radio station, and there'd be something about the sheep in Donegal or something. And then, obviously, 5 o'clock on a Saturday. This is the BBC. This is James Alexander Gordon with the classified football results.
Okay.
Manchester United 1, Liverpool 2.
We went up the wrong way around.
I did that the wrong way around. So you could tell by the score, by the inflection on his voice. And I was just illustrating that and did it completely. But there you go.
Okay. Jason Reed says, how does the songwriting process in the fall compare to that in House of All?
I think it's quite different.
Well, it's very difficult to talk about the songwriting process in the fall, isn't it?
Because we tried everything.
Yeah.
Although... Well, the one thing we didn't try, I don't think, I can't think of any examples, certainly not when I was in the band, we didn't use the House of All method, did we?
No.
So what is the House of All method?
You basically, nobody communicates any ideas to anybody else until...
Before we go in.
Before you go in, until you're actually in the studio. And then it was just right,
what have you got?
3 days, what have you got?
Yeah.
So...
It seems to work.
It's worked so far, touch wood. We'll see next time. But I've said that the last 2 times. It's never going to work again, but... I'm a bit more confident now, I think, but and it works really well for the household. But that's you've got a band that lasts 40 years.
There's not one way to do it.
No. You're going to try it. Although I don't think, and you might again, you know better than me. Is there anywhere Mark says, "Here's the lyric. Can you put some music to this?"
No, never.
No, the lyrics always come after the music.
He had
all
them
at the same time. He had them.
He had them, and
See, the nearest as we got to that when I was in the band was Iceland, where he'd obviously written a song about his experiences in Iceland, and he wanted us to put some music, but he didn't show us. He was never like, "What do you think of these? I'm going to you need to put some suitable music to this." I mean, I suppose the skill with that is if he's got a carrier bag with 40 lyrics and he picks the one that fits the mood of the music, I suppose that's the real skill.
That's how it works, yeah. But we did try but generally it was somebody would have a germ of an idea and we'd all work on it.
Which if you put it in that broader term, that's how House of All works, isn't it?
Yeah. But there's no preparation.
No,
there's the difference.
Which I think is the most satisfying way of working for me. If somebody comes in with a full song and says this is the bass bit, this is the drum bit, it's an interesting process, and it's not unenjoyable, but it's never. I don't think it's half as satisfying as someone coming in saying, "I've got this song goes from A to B," and then you stick a G in here, and then someone, can you make a song out of that? And that's the whole point of being in a group rather than being a solo artist. I think. Yeah. Is what can you do with this? And that's which is one of the most satisfying things about House of All. Really, is it's all that, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, and then the other great thing is that then goes off, and then Martin comes back, puts a lyric on it, and a melody on top, and again you get another aspect of it that you've not heard before, which is great. So. Yeah.
How does that compare with other bands that you've been in?
Well, Extricated got a bit that way.
It got a bit like that. You were singer-songwriter, didn't it? Towards the end, where everything was prepared by whoever wrote the song. Yeah, right. But it's okay. It was all right.
It's enjoyable and it's interesting, but it's not. I don't think it's certainly as a drummer, it's less satisfying that. I mean, we both did it. I can work that way. I can bring a song in and say this is the guitar part and what have you, but. The thing about being a drummer in a band like that is, and you're writing, you've got to show somebody what to do, which I don't like really. Whereas if you can just say, I don't expect you to play this, but this is the basis of the song. You can play what you like, rather than this is exactly what I want you to play. I usually did it with Steve in the Extricated because I couldn't tell Jason or Steve Trevor what to play.
No.
Okay. Next question is from Terry Bucknell. He says this one's got a story with it. Back in the late 80s, before a fall gig at the Hacienda, I went for a pint or two at the Salisbury by Oxford Road Station. Before leaving, I went to the gents, and midway through, a tall, balding bloke stood at the urinal next to me. I convinced myself that it was Steve, but I didn't say anything. 2 questions. 1, did you ever frequent the Salisbury before a gig? And 2, if a random stranger asks you, are you that bloke from the fall, while you're standing at a urinal, how do you typically react?
Did we go? I'm sure we went to Salisbury. I'm sure we did, didn't we?
Would you go to the Salisbury before the Hacienda? Well, there's your meeting Salisbury, but there's a
bit of a way.
You'd be in the BP, wouldn't you? You'd have to. I suppose if you walk that way, it's the first one you come to, isn't it? I mean, apart from the Shady Lady, we weren't going in there. Shit all that one. But yes,
it's not beyond the realms of possibility, is it, that we were in the Salisbury?
No, definitely not beyond the realms of possibility. I've been known to frequent an ale house before a gig, I think, on the odd occasion.
I think so. Yeah. All in moderation.
So, what does it happen often? Do people stop you at urinals
or anywhere else?
No.
No, did they?
Really?
What?
No,
never. Somebody must come up with you, Steve Hanley, surely.
Oh, not as often as you may think. This just brought back a memory of mine as at the GMEC.
Oh, yeah.
At that festival of the 10th summer. Yeah. I was stood at the urinal next to John Cale.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
And did you say out to him?
No.
I was once stood next to the urinal in Buxton next to Michael Lavelle. TV's Kevin Webster.
Did you say anything to him?
He used to go to the pub near me.
Yeah.
I saw him in there all the time.
He probably still does.
Not to diminish your anecdote. No. He was in the brook all the time.
Well, it wasn't a pivotal moment in my life, I have to say. Yeah, I got over it. But if we're talking about famous people strictly at urinal, that's the best I can do.
Well, John Cale.
You're not going to beat that, are you? No. Bloody hell. Should have said something. Yeah. But what would you say? I don't know.
Okay. Malcolm McSporran says, my question is around influences on the fall sound. The general impression is that Mark was fairly dismissive of all contemporaries, but which bands or artists would you guys cite as influence?
On the fall? On the fall, there's obviously...
Contemporary.
Obvious.
I don't know about contemporary. I really don't think there was anyone going at the same time as who
we sounded like.
I mean, drumming, I ripped off everybody. But but you can get away with it with drumming. I mean, it's just merciless ripping off drumming, I think. You hear someone play something and think, I'm going to do that. And because it's in the context of a different song, nobody ever
Well, there was a lot of that. But I think if whatever you put forward, at the time everybody had finished putting their bit on it, it sounded nothing like the thing you'd got.
I think in terms of contemporaries, I think Mark got a pretty sort of not obsessed a bit too strong, but he was Dexys was on his mind a lot. I think it affected some of his lyrics, like "Lie Dream," and he was, I think he quite liked them.
Begrudgingly,
yeah. I think the idea of a
until
band,
they went all the Celtic.
He didn't like that, no. But I think the idea of a band putting contemporary lyrics, or meaningful, for want of a better word, on top of Northern Soul, he could quite see the kind of appeal of that. So then but the way Mark's mind worked, it became much more interested when he wrote about it. It wasn't just, this is he kind of got into the bonds of it and all that. So I think the Dexys were a bit of an influence, but not in the sound, because we could never sound like the Dexys in a million years.
No.
But who else? I don't think any contemporary band was Bunnymen, would I? don't think.
I was going to mention him, but yeah, possibly.
Bit on the bass playing.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Pete DeFreitas was just the best drummer in the world, so where possible I'd rip him off if I could. I wasn't good enough to rip him off. But that's the other good thing about drumming. If you or anything, if you try and play like somebody, the fact that you're not as good as them takes you into an interesting place sometimes, doesn't it? You try and you pick some bass line or whatever, or some guitar line, try and play it, can't play it, and what you do come out with is interesting in its own right.
Yeah.
That's my I rationalise ripping things off.
Yeah.
I saw someone saying, if you try and do an impression of someone, but it's so bad you can't tell who it is, you've just come up with your own character.
That's quite right, yeah. That's exactly right.
That sums up the songwriting.
That's it, yeah. Cracked it. Write that down.
Was Mark dismissive of all contemporaries?
He didn't. He was dismissive. As soon as anybody said they liked The Fall, he was very dismissive. I don't know what that was, but there was an interview.
He always thought then they were ripping us off. Then,
yeah.
If people cited us as an influence,
yeah. But nobody sounds like The Fall, though, did he? Although Pavement sound a bit like The Fall at times. They made more money. If you're listening, Stephen, you're more than welcome to come on the podcast, Mr. Malcolmus, if you'd like to.
Francis Harty says, of the iterations of The Fall that followed, which group would you have most liked to play with?
I quite fancy being the two drummer with Kieran. That'd be good, because they did that well, because with Darren, they're really good when they two drummers thing. So yeah, that would have been cool. And Pete, obviously, we got to play with Pete, didn't we?
We got to play with Pete, and he didn't play bass, but we got to play with Steve Trafford.
Yeah. So, Dave Bush, I think that, again, we're back to the Lost in Music, but that time of The Fall was really interesting, I think.
Yeah,
when he started.
Did bring a lot.
Yeah. And a lot more electronic kind of sounds in it. That would have been interesting to be part of, I think.
Is there anyone you'd like to get involved with House of All that you haven't?
Well, we can't ask Kieran. We can't have another bleeding drummer, can we?
Are you set now with the line?
Well, I thought we were, but then Carl came in, and then we got Phil as well, who'd been playing with the line. That was great. So, I mean, never say never.
No.
I mean, we asked
Dave Bush,
we asked Craig and we asked Mark Riley, didn't we? Dave obviously didn't fancy it, but no, I mean, it's two different things. I think we're pretty much set for live now. I think, but playing on an album, yeah, bring it on.
What are your individual fondest memories of Marky Smith?
Ooh, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Question.
Well, he was a really funny bloke. I mean, he could be absolutely, hilarious at the right time, in the back of a van on the way back from a gig or something. If he was, but he could be really funny. And sometimes he was quite helpful and quite supportive. Of when I first joined, he was quite,
probably more than people think.
Yeah,
he's quite thoughtful.
Yeah,
about what you needed, and I remember I got burgled once, and somebody pinched all my CDs, and he brought me next day he brought me loads of albums.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was quite a daunting thing for me to join The Fall at 16, but he did. I mean, I've said it a million times. He insisted I did my A-levels because he didn't want me leaving school at 16 to be an idiot in a band, basically, which I wasn't very happy about at the time, but I think this
turned out well.
It was brilliant. Yeah, I mean,
and Kay as well.
Yeah. I mean, they were quite parental to me when I first joined, Mark and Kay. Because I was only a kid, obviously, but yeah. So no,
insisted you have Lucozade on the ride.
Yeah, or milk. no, the milk was my idea. It was their idea for Lucozade. What bleeding sugar you'd be bouncing off the pissing malls, wouldn't you?
Off with a pint.
Well, that was the thing. When I joined The Fall at 16, and I was buggered by 3 pints. Mm-hmm. I couldn't do a gig after. So I mean, especially when it was bloody Olds and the crap, Alston pills we used to have on the ride.
Yeah.
Geez, I couldn't drink 3 pints of that now.
But you could have 3 pints of milk before a gig.
Oh, nobody can drink 3 pints of milk. 1 pint of milk.
That's still a lot of milk.
Is it? Not really. As long as it's cold enough, it's got to be ice cold. They used to have it on draft, in pubs for a while. Milk.
Yeah.
Back in the 1750s.
Different times.
Yeah. Well, there was no alcohol-free beer, was there? So.
Yeah, I suppose. The milk was the closest.
People drank milk.
I don't remember that.
Glenn Airy says, could you each give us a couple of Desert Island discs? One by The Fall and one by anyone else.
Okay. Are you going first, or am I going first?
You go first.
Well, the Fall one. Yeah. I'd probably go for New Puritan, I think, because that got me in the band, and I still think it's one of the best things we did while I was in the band. We only did it on the field session, we never recorded it. It's on Total's Turns, isn't it?
Yeah, the bedroom version.
The bedroom version, but that was when the first time that my drumming made a difference to the track, because it is a lot better than the bedroom version. I'll go out on a limb and say that without being too big-headed. But yeah, so that'll be my Fall one. So how many more have I got? I've got 2.
They've asked for one by The Fall and one by someone else. It does say a top 3 if you're feeling inspired, but you can stick with 2.
So what's your Fall one then?
I'm gonna, like I say, Extricate has been appearing on my radar recently, just through you get links sent to you and whatever. But there's a song called Chicago Now.
Oh yeah,
it's great. Yeah, I was listening to it the other day.
It'd be a difficult one, that, wouldn't it? If you're on the desert island,
I won't be listening to The Fall.
You're not going to listen to great. No. I'll put that on again, should I?
Yeah. But and what about your?
Well, if I've got 2, I'll go for The King of Rome by the Unthanks, which is just then it's the Unthanks and the Brighouse and Maastricht Brass Band.
Okay.
Which has never failed to move me to tears every time I've ever heard it.
It's moving you to tears now.
I'm going now, I'm going now thinking about it. But I must have bored you with it.
Yeah.
But
bored me to tears.
Thank you very much. But yes, I'll go for that. And the other one, I'd have to go for Groovy Candle, I suppose, which is my first dance with my good lady wife. And it was also a chapter of a book that I wrote, so...
Right.
Yeah.
So did you pick songs on Desert? I've never heard Desert.
So the format of Desert Island is you pick 10 songs, you get and a book and a luxury item. You get given the complete works of Shakespeare and Bible.
Right. Have you got a book? One about the Fall and one not?
We can't say. We couldn't possibly.
I'll go for yours. You go for mine.
Yeah. I'll go for
book. Book's a difficult one, isn't it? I don't know. I might go for I'll have a guitar as my luxury item and
not a drum kit.
No, no way. A guitar and the Beatles songbook. I'll have that. That'll keep me going a while, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, what's your non-fall?
Well, this is. I don't know if anyone's aware of my recent life.
Yeah.
A song I've listened to every day, possibly nearly every day for the last year, is "She's Gone" by Daryl Hall and John Oates. Yeah,
Blimey. Blimey. Well, you've killed the mood there, haven't you?
Yeah.
No, not fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, when I saw the question, I thought, am I going to say that?
You should say it. Yeah, I think it's important. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. This question is 2 parts. This is from M. Wright. Paul, I think I've heard you mention before you worked for a company in Southfield, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. I also did before my work location moved to Detroit. What was the Southfield company's name?
This is exactly this one's for everyone out. People on Tenterhooks. Oh no! The company's name was Federal Mogul. Made bits for cars, and I cannot make that any more exciting.
Mark Rowe says something surreal that happened when I saw The Fall play Kiel Students' Union. I was watching the gig and stood next to the lighting console. About 3 or 4 songs in, I got a tap on the shoulder by the lighting guy asking me if I could just press a few buttons in time to the music. Can't remember the reason he gave, but it was clearly bollocks as he never came back. Remembering I'd paid to watch the gig, I just left the red lights on for most of the songs.
It wasn't a White Hotel, was it? With the House of All?
No, I think it's similar. I did the same thing.
I assume this lighting guy was with the band, so the question is, did that sort of thing happen a lot?
Well, I don't think you can assume the lighting guy was with the band.
We rarely. We did later on, and we did in the 80s, but it wasn't generally a thing that we took a lighting guy with us.
No, so it could have
been just somebody who thought it was a racket, and
or somebody had upset him, or somebody had
shouted at him.
There's a few.
Down the mat,
I mean, he was quite brutal with lighting guys sometimes, like that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Turn that light on again, you cunt, and I'll kill you.
That is quite brutal. Didn't you and Carl do the lights?
We did. Yeah, maybe it was me. No, we did on the first European tour when Carl came back before they went to America. We did it alternate nights. One of us playing the drums, the other one doing the lights.
Wow.
I wonder what they're like. I wonder if they're any good. You never notice lights, though, do you? The only time you ever notice lights on stage
when they're a pain in the arse. Yeah. If they're subtle and good,
no, make you look young. Plenty of yellows.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's for Steve. It says, in your book, the story about the US fan who approached you and the band with the Marquis Smith for Drain Commissioner sign was given to you by myself. MES. Marquis Smith was in a mood that night, and I believe it was one night before the Brownies gig where that version of the band broke up. My recollection is it took a while for Marquis Smith to realise the backdrop was hung while you performing, and that pissed him off, and this added fuel to the fire. The other thing that was weird about the gig was someone had placed an official Philadelphia Flyers puck on the stage, and at some point during the performance, Mark did his best imitation, and the puck flew out into the crowd and hit me in the chest.
It's a good night for you.
A lot of interaction with the band, don't there?
Do you have any recollection of receiving the banner or at the checkout line of the grocery store before the gig, or why Marquis Smith was so mad at the gig?
I
always wondered.
Well, Mark was mad the whole tour, so that wasn't unusual for that gig. And yeah, I remember the guy coming to me with the banner, and he'd driven for hours.
Yeah, he says it was a 12-hour drive from Detroit to Philly to see the Fall, and a terrible gig. But it brought great memories.
So that's what I thought. This guy could, can you display this banner? And I thought, well, this guy's driven 12 hours and judging on the gig before, going on the gig before and the one before, he's not going to get,
a good gig.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I'll put the banner up.
Okay.
So just to...
And did that change Mark's mood for the...
It didn't make much difference. I wasn't very happy when he saw it, but he wasn't very happy anyway.
No, right, okay.
So, yeah.
Good times.
There was a lot of walking on and off that night, if I remember rightly.
Well, that was
not as many as the Brownies.
No, right. But there's the story of was it somebody having a fight with a bit of plantain as well? That was on that tour, was it?
Yeah.
Somebody threw a plantain at Mark.
No, that wasn't that tour, was it? That was the Steve Trafford.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting mixed
things
up.
were thrown.
Things were Jesus.
Yeah. No.
It's all on YouTube if you want to go and have a look.
No, don't, please.
Space. This one's from me.
Oh, yeah.
Was there any sort of venue or city or place in the world that you would have loved to play but didn't?
Japan, I'd love to have gone to Japan. I mean, that's pretty much the only... Well, South America as well, obviously, would be the two, because you've been everywhere, really, I suppose. Obviously, there's lots of places in England, but I would have loved to have gone to Japan. I think never happened.
Well, but when I left the Fall, there was 3 venues that in England that I didn't play, that wanted to play.
Oh, right.
One was the Roundhouse.
Right.
Because of the Mother Hoople and floating up to the Roundhouse.
Yeah.
And that was always shut. That was closed all the time we were in the Fall.
Right, okay.
Down. It wasn't a venue.
Yeah.
So we got to play that.
With the Extricated,
with the wedding present, the Extricated. The other one was Manchester Apollo, which we got to play with the Charlatans.
Yeah.
And the last one was the Albert Hall.
Ah, you nearly got to play.
We
with the Smiths, didn't you?
We did, and Johnny Marr fell off his bike and it got cancelled. So that's
just the Albert Hall.
That's just the last one. So if any promoters out there.
Did you ever play the Glasgow Apollo? I'd like to have played there. If you're talking about British venues.
I think so. I could be wrong, but it's generally Barrowlands in Glasgow. For us, but.
I mean, they're definitely the Apollo was definitely one. That was one of the, that on top of the Pops were the ones I never got to play in the Fall.
Yeah, so because I did the Hammersmith Odeon.
Yeah, of course. Great venue around though.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I don't know if it was the same as it had been because it was, like you say, it was shut for a long time.
Yeah.
But,
well, it was always a roundhouse, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've done up the roundhouse and made it square. Put some corners in. So anywhere in the world you didn't get to? You went everywhere, didn't you?
I don't think so. Really? Nothing jumps out.
I mean, like I say, you did South America, Japan, Iceland, and Australia, and New Zealand. You can't really
covered it most.
Yeah.
Just Africa.
Yeah,
Africa. Yeah,
they're not a big fall.
Don't imagine that.
No.
That might be an indie. Well, you couldn't have played South Africa, could you?
No. Not at the time. No.
Yeah, you'd have little Stephen on your back if you'd have gone there. Quite right and all.
Right. What about? I also wanted to ask about music videos. Were there any that were more enjoyable to film? Did you have any input in the music videos, or was that about the same as the album?
Pretty much.
Well, the thing about the two I did, was it two or three? But were everybody had input in there because Mark had drastically underestimated his storyboard.
Yeah.
For Eat Yourself Fit, he had about 3 minutes. And it's a long song.
7 minutes song.
If it was anybody,
a film of us walking down the road.
Yeah.
Sounds like me with the questions for this.
So that was a bit of everybody mucked in with that. But I mean, they were only Malcolm and his camera at the Hacienda. They weren't exactly.
And the kicker one.
The kicker was Burnley.
That was another one. I think there was a
dearth of ideas.
Let's run up and down these stairs again.
But what about the behind the counter and all?
Well, before that, the professional ones, they had proper video companies who had ideas and a bit more to it, like the Victoria.
Yeah.
Not so much a Ghost in My House. That was another.
That was
sign in the pub.
The Woodcock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that more enjoyable with the proper sort of budget? Or was it?
I quite enjoyed them.
That was a good day. That kicker.
They were all right. Yeah. The But it doesn't look like that one where you're driving around the car. Don't look like much more fun.
Free range.
Free range, yes.
No, it was very cool.
Eh?
Cool. It was really cool.
Did you enjoy the process of making professional videos?
Not really. No. Not really. No. I mean, there is worse ways of spending it.
I suppose there is,
of course. But
did they do any good?
Did they do any good? This is the question, isn't it?
Did they shift any units?
To put all them thousands of pounds for 3 plays on MTV. Was it worth it?
The chart show. Did you ever get the? We must have got the chart show.
Yeah. I don't know, but
I don't know.
It's something you did. Something you had to do.
I suppose it was have to then, wasn't it? Yeah. Everybody had a video, didn't they?
Yeah. Seems strange now, but yeah.
Bloody crackers! It cost a bloody fortune as well.
Thousands.
Are you glad you don't have to do it with House of All?
Well, I always think if you get a decent video with the band playing,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not necessarily just a live video, but it looks like the band are playing the song. That's always the.
Yeah.
Some of them are quite good, aren't they? You know, they're quite exciting to watch as a punter.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't mind that, but. I don't fancy anybody's story about
pretending to be
James Bond or something. No, thank you.
Yeah,
not that it happened. Oh, we have got a video actually. There's a video for Murmuration, isn't there?
Yeah,
that's quite good.
Yeah,
we're not in it. No, it's a good video. That.
I think that's a
lot. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks to everyone who sent them in.
Yes,
yeah. Good questions, then.
Yeah.
Apart from the one about.
What was
I worked in America. Well, we'll see if we leave it in. But yes, this is the final episode for a few weeks or a month or so. But we'll be back bigger and stronger. Thanks for your support. Thanks to Nathan.
Thanks to everyone who all the guests.
Yes, thanks to all the guests. Yeah, we had some fantastic guests this season. If I'd have thought on and been more professional, I'd have had a list.
I can bring up a list.
Yeah, should we review them all? See, there were no bad ones.
Marks out of 10.
Marks out of 10, right? Okay.
So we had Mickey Bradley.
Oh, gentleman, absolute gent. Yeah, fantastic.
Bricks.
Yeah, that was good. That was interesting. Because we did 1988. It was quite a bit different that. So because that was the year that was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was great. Yeah.
Donald Johnson.
That was live. That was live. That was in Withenshaw. Yeah. a place close to all of our hearts. So that was None of these were what a disaster. That was they're all great in their own way.
The episodes like that. Pete Wiley,
great.
Oh man, the only thing I like is I wish he'd opened up a bit.
Yeah,
it's difficult for the lad. He can't. To articulate what he wants to say. But hopefully, if we ever get him back on, we might get him to open up a bit more.
Yeah, John Niven.
Great.
Your favourite author.
Come true, that one. Yeah. No disrespect to anybody else. But, if when we started doing these podcasts, you're going to sit talking to John Niven for an hour.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Ding,
yeah, great. I mean, another gentleman, I mean, he knows where the bodies are buried as well, so I'm always interested to talk to him.
Ellis James.
Oh, great. Yeah, that was one of my favourites, that was. I mean, just really funny, wasn't it? It was just great. And he's obviously quite good at talking on a microphone.
Yeah. Got some experience of that. Andy Dawson,
that was good. That was quite different again, because he's got, a lot more sport than we normally talk. Certainly a lot more darts than we normally talk about. But Luke Littler's got an MBA.
Has he?
Yeah, yeah.
Ian Rankin. Speaking of honours,
I mean, if you said to me, if you said to me a Knight of the Realm, they would come on the podcast. That was great. Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, you'd have thought, when we first started.
And the fact that these people know about the fall and know about what we did is.
Where were they? Where were they?
In 1998?
I suppose I'll ask from that. Who's your dream guest?
Let's have a think. John Cooper Clarke was mine. That was who I, if you want to, I'm saying you weren't there for that, but that was my dream guest. I think. I don't know. I'd like to get.
Who would we like to get?
Who could we get? You'll have to edit this down. Who's a big Fall fan? Jeremy Vine, I wouldn't mind getting on. That'd be interesting. I don't know. Or Frank Skinner. They're big Fall fans, aren't they? No, I said Tim Vine. Tim Vine. There you go.
Is he a Fall fan?
Tim Vine is a Fall fan, yes. The Vine brothers are... We're getting both on.
Yeah.
You say that, I'll go for that, Tim Vine.
Okay. Steve, do you have one?
No, that's fine. Well, I agree with that.
All right.
Right. Well, thank you very much. Just remains to say thank you very much. Thanks, Nate. And we'll see you next series. Thanks for listening to this episode of Old Brother. You can find all our previous episodes on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. But we're hosted at shows.acast.com/o-brother. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like and tell your friends about us. See you next time, and remember, if you're driving, take your car. Ta-da.